read somewhere that checking your phone in bed first thing in the morning is like allowing hundreds of people to come into your bedroom to like scream at you. That visual aspect really stuck with me. So crazy to think that it's back to school already. The back to school time period is a dress rehearsal for New Year's Eve, if not a better New Year's Eve. Like, I find that I change more in that September, October time period than I do in January, February. So if you're looking for a way to shake up your morning routine, I hope this video helps you. I've been doing this morning routine since mid-January of this year, and I have noticed a huge difference in my mood and just overall happiness and joy, productivity. Last fall, I felt very dark and not myself. I felt like a little dark rain cloud kind of following me around everywhere. Self-admittedly, not a morning person, but unfortunately, I feel that a lot of life secrets are held in an amazing morning routine because it sets the tone for your day. Even as a night owl, I had to revisit some of the things that I was doing because I just wasn't able to be myself. I am a fashion and lifestyle creator on all the platforms, share a lot of styling videos here on YouTube. And I also own a fitness business for the past 14 years. The jobs that I have, and usually I get very energized by this, is to be in front of people and share things and coach and motivate. And I couldn't give that with the way that I was feeling. And special thanks to Truvaga for sponsoring this video today. It's a vagal nerve stimulation device that I've added to my morning routine, and I've noticed even more of a difference. So being a night owl, one of the things that is really important is to peel myself away from work or the Netflix. Sometimes at the end of the day, when you finally, don't have the kids and don't have the work, zone out to your favorite show, and then before you know it, it's 2 a.m. I made a concerted effort to stop that habit, turn it off, drink some tea. Sometimes I love popping a Goop, one of their little night chewies that really helps you relax and go to bed right away. So I do that maybe once every couple of weeks or so. When I wake up in the morning, one of the things that really sets me up in the best tone is to not check my phone. I read somewhere that checking your phone in bed first thing in the morning is like allowing hundreds of people to come into your bedroom to like scream at you. That visual aspect really stuck with me. And I just thought, I am picking up my phone and I'm letting all of these loud voices and opinions and things come at me, email, social media, all the things. The very first thing for me is coffee. I really cannot do anything without my first cup of coffee. So I make my cup of coffee and I try really hard to leave the kitchen as clean as possible from the night before, just so that we don't wake up to dirty dishes and kind of like chaos. So then I get up at about 6:30. Fortunately, my kids are a little older, so I don't have to do any of the toddler or baby things, and they like to sleep in. When I wake up, usually my husband is gone to the gym, so I have the house kind of to myself. But before I drink my coffee, I make sure to drink 2 8-ounce glasses of lukewarm water. And I've been doing this ever since I was in college. My biology teacher in college told us that if you have lukewarm water first thing in the morning, then you will be regular for the rest of your life. If I've been traveling or I'm off like medication or something like that, other than just like a probiotic, I might add just a little bit of olive oil in there just to kind of help things move along. I enjoy my coffee after that, after I'm hydrated, because usually during the night, I don't drink a ton of water unless something went very wrong. Then I sip my coffee and then I head into my music room. We have a piano in there and it's got a lot of space, and I sit in there, I light a candle. Lighting a candle sets the tone for like, this is me time. And just depending on my mood, I might choose a different fragrance. I've really been into the Nest Santorini olive tree candle. It just makes everything smell like a European summer, so I love that. One of the things that people always tell you, like successful people of the world, is that they meditate. I have tried meditating on and off for like over 10 years. It's always my New Year's resolution. I have never ever been able to stick to meditation. One of the things that changed this for me was going to a meditation and crystals party late last year in the midst of my funk. Had us do a group meditation and they were using crystal bowls. For the first time, having the crystal bowls and the vibrations into the room allowed me to not think. It just like would push my thoughts out of my head. And it kind of just made me so present in my emotions that I thought, wow, like I'm not ready to go get a crystal bowl and start banging or, have that thing, but I could find a crystal bowl vibration soundtrack on Spotify, and I'm happy to share the ones that I use down below. The other thing that I thought was really important for me to stick to a meditation routine was linking it to my faith. Like faith is one of those things that is so personal. I don't ever talk about it on any of my social media channels other than just an uplifting quote, but reading scripture and reading a devotional book just to help guide. And I just started, doing day by day, and it's just so helpful. It's just short, and then it kind of shows you the Bible passages that are linked to the devotional and kind of the thought for the day. And I don't read all of them. I just pick one out. What I read kind of influences the meditation that I do next. It kind of like sets the tone spiritually for what I want to connect with and heal in myself, and also speak to God about. That has really, having the crystal bowls and linking it to my faith has fed me, so that when I wake up, I don't feel purposeless, like I'm just gonna sit there and breathe and have it just be this thing where I'm stressed out about sitting still. Connecting and feeding myself with my faith, and then allowing myself to just sit peacefully. That is what's made the big difference. And I don't overshoot it. I thought for a second about trying maybe transcendental meditation. It's very popular. I think that that's just going to slow me down. Like if I have to study and buy a course, I'm just going to sit there quietly, set a timer for 10 minutes. Literally 10 minutes. I've never increased it. I've never decreased it. I miss a day, like when I'm traveling, which I travel quite a bit, or something, I have company over, I just don't have time. I don't beat myself up, and it's like a diet, it's like when you eat badly and then you're like, oh, I ate badly, so therefore I'm gonna eat badly for the rest of the week or the rest of the day. It's kind of the same thing, like not beating yourself up, picking it back up where you were, eating well, the next day waking up and doing your meditation. The answers that come to you while you're sitting there meditating are astonishing. It'll just like come into your brain, like what you have to do in a very clear way. Since I've started doing that, and it happened pretty early on too, that in like within the first couple of months, I started to get like important signs and answers about like what I need to do professionally with my businesses, and also with myself, like just my personal self, my relationships. The first week that I tried meditating, I remember I was sitting there and I had my hands like this. One hand felt like 3 times bigger than the other one. That's how out of whack I was. My mind was fluttering so up here and not in my body that my body felt alien to me holding my hand. And over time, like my hand started shrinking in my palm, like just how the sensation. And I thought, wow, this is gonna be powerful. The days that I don't teach fitness, because I kind of teach a few days out of the week throughout the day, I will do my own workout soon after that. But before I do that, I do 2 things. Number 1 is I put gel packs under my eyes to help like de-poof it. I love the Patchology little gels. I think Goop also makes some really good ones. I've also started using this device called Truvaga, which if you're into holistic health, you will absolutely love hearing about this. So it's a device that stimulates your vagal nerve, and the vagal nerve is one that controls so many systems in your body that you have like no idea. And all that it requires is 2 minutes a day, twice a day, so in the morning and at night. And let me know in the comments if you want me to go through my night routine too. I'm happy to share it, kind of what sets me up to have a good morning. And there's a lot more skincare than that one. So the way that you use the device is very, very easy. Just put a little bit of the gel that it comes with. It comes with 350 or 60 different uses. And then you put the gel on the 2 nodes, find your pulse, like right here on your neck. And I'll make sure to link their video where it shows exactly how to use it. It is super easy. And then you just use it, you feel a vibration, you're done 2 minutes later. It's one of those things that like, it takes a while for you to realize that it's working, but like 4 or 5 days in, you're like, wow, I slept really well, or I'm a little bit more even keeled right now, or, and I think it all works together. All of this holistic health, the meditation, prayer, hydration, sleeping well, using these holistic tools like Truvaga, they really help in improving your lifestyle and decreasing anxiety, because anxiety is just so pervasive and it doesn't get better. You always think, oh, like if I, the minute I make more money, I'll have less anxiety, or when my kids get this age and they're a little older, I'll have less anxiety. It just never goes away. Leading on these healthy holistic habits are really key. The other awesome thing about the Truvaga device is that you don't have to charge it. It's very easy to travel with. I actually just took it with me to my trip to Italy. It was very easy to pack on my carry-on because it does have a lithium battery. And then it's not rechargeable, so once it runs out, the device runs out. So it lasts 6 months if you use it every single day, night and day. It does have a 30 full money back guarantee, so in case it's not for you or you find you're not using it, You can return it, no questions asked. And it's just a fantastic thing to start now that we're heading into back to school and getting back into the routine of things. And if you're just looking for some new ideas to add to your morning routine, like I highly recommend give it a try, as well as some of these other methods that I share with you today. And if you want to kind of build on this routine, I also have a video sharing 3 different anti-aging exercises that I do most days just to help with the posture and the strength and things like that I'll make sure to link below. And thank you so much for watching. And if you had fun with me today, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and hope to see you really soon.